CHEO researchers led the way in COVID-19 detection with its award-winning wastewater monitoring project. Joining us now to talk more about that is Dr. Tyson Graber, Associate Research Scientist at the CHEO Research Institute, co-lead investigator on wastewater. Tyson, thanks for being here. I must say, this became leading-edge, critical information early in the pandemic. Tell us about how it started, I guess, pre-pandemic. Were you getting ready for this before the pandemic hit?
I would like to say we were ready for this, but in fact, this came out of left field. We had really no expertise in this field whatsoever, and so that just again highlights the fact that this is really about a basic science approach, and that existing capacity that was at the University of Ottawa and at CHEO Research Institute was leveraged to be able to get to this point now where we are today, where this is actually being used. This measurement is being used on a daily basis to essentially act as a forecast of infectious disease in the community.
And I remember distinctly being reporting it locally and then literally seeing other cities develop it in real time. What do you think it's meant for pandemic defense?
It's really amazing how quickly this was applied. And so at the beginning, we really didn't know whether we could even detect this. And not just Ottawa, but around the world, researchers have worked extremely hard over a very short period of time to get to a point to allow this technology to be able to inform decision makers. And those decision makers are now using this essentially as a primary indicator, which as researchers we never thought would take place, quite frankly, within this time period, within such a short time period. So it's really amazing how this is being used, not just in Ottawa, but across Ontario. And people are still really, I hope, using it to inform their decisions on a daily basis in the community.
You went prime time very quickly, and for those who don't know, we should say, you're trying to detect, or this allows you to detect the amount of COVID in the city's wastewater in the sewage. Why is it such a good sample? Why is it so effective in telling the community where things are?
That's a great question. There's really a lot of health information in wastewater, surprisingly. So what we get rid of on a daily basis is chock full of information, and that's really information that is just sitting there waiting to be extracted. It's literally flowing beneath our feet on a daily basis. That health information can be extracted, and it can be used to indicate or to inform public health, exactly what's happening in communities. And so it's not just about SARS-CoV-2, it's not just about infectious disease. There are other applications for this, and I think we're really just beginning to scrape at the surface of what the potential is for this in really bringing public health into the 21st century.
And I'm guessing your team does not mind the poop jokes.
I think we've covered every single poop pun that is possible. I'm sure there's more, but yes, we routinely get many puns thrown at us.
Congratulations, and thanks so much for joining us. It's an extraordinary story. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.